Welcome back to Vigor. It's your boy, Stealth Jet, leader of the JSS. So, I know I have been singing all praises for the ZA-M76. I've also been singing praises for the M82. But there are two other sniper rifles in this game. You got the SVD and the SVU. Given the SVD is an infamous weapon, like in real life, you can pretty much tell what a SVD is from miles away. But the SVU, nobody really talks about it in real life. As far as I know, I'm not really a huge fan of, military weapons and whatnot. But from what I can tell, nobody really talks about the SVU. But what they do talk about is, number one, the SKS. That thing is a danger in real life. But in the game, the SVU is all the rage. It is pretty much the tryhard's weapon of choice. And so, in today's video, well, one of today's videos, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. And I'm doing so because I want to bring a bit of SVU gameplay to the channel. And what better map to do it on than Fjellkanten? And so the game spawns me in my regular spawn point at the top of the map in the middle of nowhere. And you know how I do things. I take things slow at the very top, see if I spot anybody. And I did spot somebody heading into that goat shepherd house right there. And so I'm going to rush myself to cover, go prone up here, but not before checking. Don't see anybody. So I feel safe while doing this. Watching the house. And that's an SG-1. That's a whole SG-1. And I don't see dude until now. So he's behind that rock. We know that, right? But what we don't know is if he's alone. Did he just literally spawn there and start shooting at me? Or was he already looking this way because somebody else was crossing his line of vision? And some more gunshots ring off in the distance. And you see, in these kind of scenarios, what you want to do is figure out your next available piece of cover. Kind of like Tom Clancy's The Division and Tom Clancy's The Division 2. And sure enough, this works. He's dead. Now, the party isn't over yet. Would you look at that? There's another person coming. A whole nother person. And thanks to the SVU's silenced ability, he has no idea I'm here. Look at him. Just walking down. Doesn't notice the dead body right there. And I'm assuming he didn't care about the gunshots. But 3 shots from that range with an SVU is death. That's insane. And I don't want to, well, I am going to draw a comparison in this. As I find a picture. Yeah, that, yes. I want that. And it's on the other side of the map at the cemetery and the church. Oh man, so I got to cross the map to get to that buried cache. And I did find a wonderful secondary. An SG-1. And I'm going to take the caffeine too. So now, we basically have a semi-automatic assault rifle with only 11 bullets, but delivers them very silently. And not really quick, but, bullet velocity is good for suppressed weapons. And then we have an SG-1, which is basically an all-round weapon, but the weakest link, in my opinion, is its rate of fire for short-range engagements. Now back to my previous point. A comparison can be made between the VSS and the SVU. The SVU is better for long range, as it is a sniper rifle. But then again, the VSS has way higher base damage. Actually, you know what? Let me pause on that. I've seen somebody way off in the distance heading up to that crashed plane. And I'm thinking, they're going to stay on this path up here. And so I turn around and head up here. But you hear those gunshots. That sounds like an A1. And it's on the other side of the plane. My guess is that the dude died. He had to have died. So, since the guy walking up to the plane has died, that's what I'm thinking. What's the guy who killed him gonna do? Well, he might loot the body, and then he also might loot the plane as well. Because a body is near the plane. Makes sense. But you know me, I can't stop looting stuff. It's just built in me. But it's not over. It's not over. Where's the dude at? Maybe the guy turned tail and ran, and now the guy with the A1 is chasing him? But you see me here, I'm looking at that ridgeline to see if there's anybody coming up over it. And I don't. There's also a troll right there. And I don't. So, keeping that in mind, there's at least 2 people right there. I'm going to keep moving. So back to what I was just saying earlier. The SVU and the VSS are similar weapons. They just have their strong areas. Obviously the SVU is better for long-range engagements. But the VSS destroys people at close range. The SVU can destroy anybody at any range. But the trade-off is the amount of overkill. The VSS has a base damage of 73. I got it memorized because I love that weapon. The SVU has the same scope, but better range and the same clip capacity. And yes, there is a red container right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it like so and keep going. Hopefully the one dude doesn't come back this way and find it. But I want to find a comm station first, stealth it, and then come back for it. But as I was saying, the SVU and the VSS, they're twins. It's just one is far-sighted and the other is near-sighted. Well, then again, the other just has better all-around vision and the other one is just far-sighted. It can't shoot very far. You can try and it can work. You've seen it done on this channel, but you better make sure it's a headshot because the VSS's damage over distance is bad. The SVU is a sniper rifle, so it doesn't lose its damage over distance as much as a VSS. So, yeah. Now, I didn't intend for this to be a weapon comparison video. What I wanted to show y'all is coming up soon. But I wanted to draw that comparison real quick because, I mean, these are 2 very good weapons. It's just that they're just amazing for what they do. They're amazing. Now, the airdrop is coming. Ideally, you want to get the red container once you know nobody got it, after the airdrop has landed on another part of the map. Ideally. But if you stealth the airdrop, get the red container in the beginning of the match, and you stay in the match, that's on you. But if you make it work, you make it work. I don't even need to say what you think I'm about to say. Just know that I was going to say it, but it's basically over with at this point. Now, you see me here. I'm waiting and I'm watching. Look both ways before you cross railroad tracks. Look both ways before you cross the road. I need to know what people are up to. There has to be people still here. Has to be. Yes, gunshots have died down. They have. But that just means that people are playing more slowly. And slow players often get more... Well, no, let me not even say that. I was going to say slow players get more kills than quick players, but nope, that is not the option. That is not the way. That is not the way. NL Reptile, anybody from the M2E clan, anybody from the H2H clan, yeah, they move quick. So that, what I was about to say was false. What I'm going to do is something that you never see me do in any of my videos. I'm actually going to use a detector. Crazy, isn't it? And so, go up here, peep. 1, 2, 3. In a line. In a line. All, assuming all, in the same direction, pointing in the same direction as the airdrop carrier. Crazy, isn't it? Vigor is a dog-eat-dog game. You can shoot somebody, think that you're in the clear, as the airdrop carrier dies. You can shoot somebody, think that you are in the clear, go up to the body, go prone, try to loot them, and then you get shot in the head. Because somebody else was watching you, watching somebody else. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Now, I have the idea. I do have two weapons with wonderful scopes. Wonderful scopes. In my opinion, for this situation right here, the SG1 scope is better. It's less cluttered. I need to see the whole picture. No pun intended. And so, the pin drops. Right there. I'm leaving. That's why. That's why. There was a choice to be made in those few seconds. There was a whole choice to be made. Go for the buried cache, or turn around and get this container. The red container. If I would have gone for the buried cache, I would have to run through minimum 2 people. Minimum 2 people. If I got to the church and the cache was already discovered, like how most players like to discover cache spots and maybe they get lucky, like how I do all the time on my streams, knock on wood, I would have ran all the way that way for nothing. And considering how, as soon as that airdrop landed, somebody got it, they've been at that church all along. They didn't move. So chances are, they probably did find that cache. As more gunshots ring off in the distance. So why not take... This is the only time you're going to hear me say this phrase. Why not take the guaranteed safe route back deeper into the map, get the airdrop, and exit out this way? We know we're safe here. The detector said there's nobody over here. No transmitters or anything. So, why would I risk running through 2 different people who are already fighting, all awareness is already high, to get to a cache where somebody spawned at and waited for the airdrop, most likely for the entire game. And if I get there and the airdrop and the cache is already discovered, I just wasted my time. So might as well come back here and get the red container and exit through this crawl space. It just makes sense. It's the 100% guaranteed safe option. And so that's what I did. You see, it's not all about getting kills. What it's all about, in my and the JSS's opinion, is you secure your bag. I hate saying that phrase. Ugh. You get what you need to get, and you leave. Simple as that. If a target of opportunity, TOO, if a target of opportunity presents itself, like how it did twice at the very beginning of this match, you go for it if the chips are in your favor. If you can outplay them to a point where instead of taking 4 shots to the body to kill them, you get 1 shot to the head and kill them, by all means, go ahead and do it. By all means. And in those 2 engagements, the first one, I had to use the art of relocation. The dude last seen me, well, actually, no, 2 things. The after image effect is when the dude see me behind that rock. And so I dropped behind the rock first and then ran around it. He still thought I was up there, which is why he was aiming up there. And 2, the art of relocation. You need to find another piece of cover while you're in a fight so you can keep moving. You don't want to stay still in a gunfight. You really don't want to stay still. That's how you get killed. That's how you get rushed. And I'm going to get my, reward from this season, Legacy season? Nice. So, like I said, I didn't want this to be a SVU versus VSS comparison video. I wanted y'all to see what it's like to have that challenge that the game presents to you all too often. We have 2 choices: engage or leave. Peace.